there is no such thing as a best practice anymore. So let's go with that. Let me set it up and then turn it over for some conversation here. I think what struck this is that the technology that we work with today with DevOps and the tools are so cutting edge and so rough that to claim that there's a best practice for how to do all of this stuff is insincere. I think what we can do is a good point. What Andrew said here is that there are best practices overall for our industry. Use source control. Yes, that is a good best practice. I don't think we can challenge that best practice. But is the best practice you have to use GitHub or Bitbucket or GitLab or some other system? I think that's a hard claim to make. Once we say we want to use GitHub, then there's some recommendations, some idiomatic best practices. Some idiomatic recommendations of how to use GitHub. There's Git workflow, there's GitHub workflow, for example. There are branch protections, and how you use those, it will be up to you. Other things is like, use cicd, practice GitOps, or other things. The problem is that once you get into any one of these, there is just so many options, so many decisions how to do it. There's just ways we've done it that have worked for us, but I think that's where we're overloading the use of best practices. Anybody else have something to add to that?
Yeah, I recommend the book to read, which is Infrastructure as a Code. So that's a nice book that actually discusses the use of best practices. It says that there is no best practices actually. There is patterns, practices, and experience that you learn. There is no. I see someone laughing. So there is no best practice actually. There is no optimal way to do something. So do whatever work with you. That's, I think, the answer.
Yeah, I generally agree with that. And if you can post a link in office hours to the book that you're talking about, in case somebody else wants to see that. Running along with that theme, and as it relates to Cloud Posse, I think what I set out to do with Cloud Posse when we founded it was try and reduce the number of practices out there to consolidate on a couple ways of doing it and then collaborate on that across organizations. So that's what we have in Cloud Posse with our module ecosystem, and good ways of doing EKS that works for us that other people can use and consolidate on, but it's by no means the only way.